Are we good, Dom? Are we good? Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you going to check the mic like you usually do?
Checking the mic, checking the mic.
Hey.
This is how I check the mic. I check the mic.
Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome to another edition of the Bake Sale Session podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, with the magnanimous.
Hi, I'm Megan O'Malley.
There it is. Oh my goodness. Do you know what the name of today's episode is?
Oh, I can't wait.
It is Cream Puff Haze.
Yum.
And yum. The reason why I picked Cream Puff Haze is because we have someone very special with us today, and she is a force to be reckoned with in the cannabis community in all of the New York area. And she's a great educator, and I looked up the most common pastry to be taught in pastry school, and it's the cream puff.
Wow.
And then I looked up the most common strain names, and I just put them together, like Cream Puff Haze. Wow. And that's it, because this is an educational episode for all our listeners. And I know that we're going to get into all of that, but before we do, there was something that you had told me a few days ago in the DMs about the friggin' MTA.
This could be anything.
It was about the MTA. They got mud flaps on their turnstiles, and I don't understand what this is supposed to do. Like, is it going to smack your bottom on the way in the subway and the way out? Like, how is that deterring anything?
It doesn't look like a deterrent at all. It actually, if anything, looks like it's creating like safer ways. Like it's like you're gonna get less hurt
exactly
by this. I don't know, but it does also feel like something good to grab onto when you swing yourself underneath, because there's nothing blocking you. It's clear. As long as you don't have a bad back, just go right in. I'm just seeing like all these yoga bitches just coming in and just perfectly going under. Ballerinas.
They're doing doing like child pose all the way under and everything like that. I'm like, MTA, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Come on.
I think at this point we have to evade fares. We have to, because now the game has been set. They keep putting like new levels up. Like, what? You think we're going to be like, oh no, now it's a challenge. Don't mess with New Yorkers. We are broken beyond. The game is on.
Oh my God.
I want to work with the teenagers. I just I would love it if that was my job. If I worked, I'm like a contractor for the MTA, and it's my job to go in after they put up like their new deterrent and be like, okay, here's how you get in. And then I'll use examples. I'll get like the high school kids that are obviously skipping, and I'll be like, okay, let's put your skills to use. So this is like practical skill learning. So for the kids that aren't in school, they're still getting an education.
Oh my God, dude. I have something for you too. One day I was coming home from work from my job at TikTok.
Yes.
Oh yes.
TikTok, still alive.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm still cooking, baby. Yo, it was a Sunday, and you know Sundays are all suitcases. So this individual comes in, opens the door, everyone turns their head to the right, and we're all like, what is gonna happen now? And he's strutting with confidence. And he looks like Showtime, but it's just him. So everyone is like, wait a minute. Something is about to happen, but we just don't know what, and we just got to wait for that moment. So he's walking, strutting, and there's a suitcase in his way. You know what this man does?
Oh, God.
He does a standing broad jump from in front of the suitcase, over the suitcase, looks back at the suitcase and the people that were with it, and then struts to his seat.
Yeah.
And
we are not okay.
I was like,
we
what?
are not okay.
I was like, what? And it was like a full, audible, when he did the jump, he stuck the landing so perfectly.
Yeah, he did.
While the train was going from an express stop to another, and he hit the bam. I was like, what? What is this sorcery that I'm seeing right now? But I got to tell you something else, though. I got a gift today. I got the gift of growth.
Wow.
Yes, I got the gift of growth. And I have to tell the people, doing my morning routine, have my cup of coffee.
Right.
I then go to the executive conference room, also known as the bathroom. And I'm scrolling, looking for some good stuff. And I see something on Threads. I can't believe I actually went on Threads. I was desperate.
Yeah.
And I see a post, and it's, in this political climate, it's very, how should I put it? The attitude is very blasé.
Okay.
We should forget history.
Oh.
It was one of those.
Oh,
So
we're going the other way.
We're going the other way.
This isn't like a cry
No,
for
no, no.
like, pay attention,
No,
which
it's-
pay attention,
it's-
but also, though there's so many of those posts. But okay, we're going the other
We're
way.
going the other way.
Now we're getting the, actually, I think it's right.
It was anything that happened after 1985, we should effectively forget it. So I was like, you know what? I said, I was like,
1985?
yes. I was like, full stop, pump the brakes. Anyone that looks like me shouldn't have to forget any history.
Yeah.
So then I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I don't need this in my life.
No.
I don't need this because
What did you do?
I felt the blood pressure
Uh-huh.
just rising because I'd respond with 3 lines. I'd get 3 paragraphs back to back to back to back. Another 3 lines, another 3 paragraphs back to back to back to back. So now I'm showering, but angry. I'm like, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm on the train on the way here. I know what I'm going to do. Unfollow, delete, and just let it go. Or better yet, like a good friend, Mel Robbins,
Okay.
just let them. I was like, I listened to this audiobook, just let them. And as soon as I did that on the train, mind you, my shoulders just like were lifted and light. And I'm like,
Yeah.
So that is why we are having a session today, all about growth and not paying fares. Lawyer, whoever you are.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll talk to lawyer later. No, lawyer says that I'm not supposed to be promoting fare evasion, but I think that a revolution is happening.
You think?
And maybe we should be just saying in
You
a very
think?
conversational way, because that way the I don't.
Oh boy.
It's scarier that way, right?
Yes, it is. And you know what? With that, we're going to leave all of that alone
Are we?
because we got our good friend,
Yes.
the indomitable, that's big word number 1,
Got one.
the,
No.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, you put too much pressure
I
on the
put too much
words.
pressure on the words. The indomitable, the unparalleled knowledge, wisdom, determination, fortitude, and just a ray of friggin' sunshine. Riana Lynn Picarillo, account executive for Highline Brands, New York. How you doing, Riana?
I'm doing good, man. And I'm not an account executive anymore.
What?
I'm the director of sales.
Oh,
Whoa! Congrats.
wait a minute. You know what?
Thank
Hold
you.
on. Can we do this? Hold on. Riana, congratulations, Director of Sales. You are a
Thank
force
you.
to be reckoned with. And I have to tell you, on behalf of myself and Megan and all the listeners out there, this is a treat. We are super lucky to be able to have time with you.
Well, I appreciate that. I feel lucky to just be here. Like, I love being able to chat with you every day. You make my day a little bit better and make doing all of this that much easier. So I appreciate you guys.
Here we go, another sound effect. Aww. Riana, this is, as you know, the Bake Sales Sessions podcast. We are all about that education and making sure that regular consumers, first timers, are going to be comfortable doing what, Megan?
Consuming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I had to think about that for a second.
it's all right.
Yeah,
It-
I was like, wow.
It was a hard question.
I didn't realize there was going to be a pop quiz.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Oh, man.
There's always a quiz. Always.
Pop quiz hot shot. Honestly, if we could go back to a time and a place in the
In the mid 90s.
Yeah, let we go back to there.
I don't know. It's looking back, it's a lot of nostalgia, but there's still some sketch.
Oh, for sure.
There is still some sketch.
Yeah, yeah.
back
There's
then.
always sketch.
It was all the sketch came from the fact that we really didn't know everyone's true opinions.
That was nice.
It was all facade.
It was really nice. The 90s, I enjoy that. Well, the late 90s is then when social media starts and people start having opinions.
It was still innocuous.
But but everyone's just like, no, it's just their thing that they do.
It's just a thing.
Nobody reads it.
And now everyone's a king or a queen. Their opinion's the only one that matters, and they're loud about it.
So loud. So loud. That's why the gift of growth is so important. And that's why my shoulders feel lighter. My blood pressure, I feel it just leveling off.
Yeah.
And, you know, the fact that I partook in what is known as my favorite brand, one of my favorites, the Fernway Stone Fruit cartridge. Oh, so mellow, so smooth, and just, so relaxing.
Dude, take the drive to Mass and get their Red-Headed Stranger. It's their most raved about strain.
Oh.
And it's incredible.
Oh,
it's
my
incredible.
Friend. Oh, my friend, Riana, I am well versed in the art of Fernway. I am well versed, and the Red-Headed Stranger is top tier, along with their cranberry. Oh, and the mango, everything is just like very smooth about Fernway, from the inhale to the exhale.
So, like, I want to address something with Fernway really quick because I feel like everybody should know. The owners are from New York.
What?
It is a New York brand. So, like, Massachusetts just opened first. So I hope this helps their sales reps out there because, like, I wouldn't want to have to tell that over and over and over again and have to fight for, like, the fact that you're a New York brand. So, yeah, Fernway is a New York brand. They are from here.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, I want to ask you about a quick synopsis of like your journey from the first time you smoked and leapfrog to where you are now with Highline Brands. You think you can give me something like that, or give the listeners?
I can. So 13 years young, all of my friends were consuming at that point, and Billy and Yvonne, two of my best guy friends, took me to a cemetery and got me rip-roaring high. Honest to goodness, thought I had pissed my pants. They took me to a friend's house, and they're like, you did not pee yourself. Like, seriously, you didn't. And I'm like, guys, I know I did. I know I did.
I know that feeling. I think some days I'm still like, oh, no. What if one day I do it?
So, like, 13 years old, I thought that happened, and I had the best sleep of my life. Like, I have PTSD from, like, childhood trauma, and I never really slept well, and cannabis helps me sleep. And I realized that young, and I did abuse the plant for a very long time. I actually took about 6 or 7 years away from the plant while I was married, and found my way back about 5 years ago, dove right in, started growing, and spent a whole year trying to get into the industry. And like, I went to Berkshire Community College for cannabis. I did an internship at Berkshire Roots out there. All of these things, New York started to open up, and it was a struggle. It was such a struggle. Last year, January 2nd, was my first day at Jaunty. They're a vape brand, I guess. Vape and gummy brand is the best way to put it. Left there in June, started up here, Highline Brands, shortly thereafter. I was the account executive for a massive territory. Then I was the field marketing manager. And we had a really big shift a couple months back, and I was elected to be sales director.
I love that. I love that. Now, what I want to know is this. Coming from your experience, you're in the field, you're managing a staff, like, what is the most important message that you have for your staff when getting the message out to a regular consumer?
What do you mean?
Like
Like,
Thank you, Fernway. What?
Yeah. No, great question. That was a really good question to follow up on.
Now, okay, let's try this again. So, in your experience, what would be the best advice you give to someone walking into a dispensary for the first time as a sales director or a manager of sales or something? What do they have to look for in a dispensary?
Got you.
I knew I was going to get it.
Just
So,
had to
like,
workshop a little.
when you walk in, you're going to be carded. You have to be 21 to go in. So you're going to be greeted by a security guard. Sometimes they're armed. Don't be surprised by that. They're there to keep you safe.
Right.
So like that happens, then you get inside, and every dispensary in New York is set up a little bit different. Some of them have staff that are out on the floor, some of them don't. But like if you're a newbie, you're going to want to like attach yourself to staff that makes you feel comfortable. So look for someone that like to you makes you comfortable, and then ask a lot of questions. Like the staff is trained and experienced in helping you find the right product for you, as well as how to consume said product. So like if you're going to start with edibles, that's a body melt. It's going to make your body relax. So like you have to stay low and go slow. Like you don't need to get a lot in your system out the gate. So like
Hold
a lot
on.
of these,
Stay
on.
low and go slow.
yeah, like you just
Nice.
I'm really high, so
Ooh.
like I
Oh, that's
probably said
good.
it wrong.
No, I
But,
want it
No.
on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I want that on a
Like,
t-shirt.
Ooh, a tote bag.
Someone write
Yes.
it down because I already forgot it. But like yay for the weekend. But you have to start at a low dose and go really slow. Cause like with edibles,
You
you're
don't even
talking
understand what we're doing right now. We're actually slow jogging in the studio, listening to you.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, you'll see the tape. Don't worry, we're doing it. We're doing it. Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
But we're doing it
just-
low.
and
Oh my
slow.
God. Drop it low, drop it low, drop it low. So start at a low dose and then let that dose like really pan out before you try and add more to it. Cause like edibles will set you sideways. There's no going back. You're
Yeah,
on
they will.
that train.
You're stuck. You're
Oh my
stuck. You're
God.
stuck until you're out.
You have no idea.
Yes.
You have no idea. May
I-
I?
I-
Oh,
I
Oh,
always
I
I
do.
always love seeing somebody eat a whole thing for the first time. They eat like and they wait 5 minutes. They're like, I don't feel anything, and then they pop the rest, and you go, please don't. No, you shouldn't have done that. And
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
oh
Yeah.
man, there's the rest of
So-
my day watching you.
May I interject with a quick edible anecdote?
Yeah.
yeah.
So in 2020, my wife's cousin gave me what is known as the punch bar, the terrible edible, the chocolate, where it's like 9 squares,
Oh, I like
and
those.
each square is like supposed to be like 50 milligrams or something like that, allegedly. But what I got, it was melted, so all the markers were
Oh.
gone. So this is a key date. This was October 2020. There was a certain debate where a certain fly landed on a certain someone's head. And I said, you know what? To survive this debate, I'm going to eat a couple pieces of this. How bad could it be? So by the time I saw said fly on said person's head, I was on the floor laughing my head off in the fetal position for a good 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was over for me. Over.
With those punch bars, when I get them, I cut them up immediately when I get home, and then I half them.
Oh, wow,
Um,
that's smart.
Yeah. Then it's already done. And then I don't have to
So-
like come to it later and be like, "Oh, should I do the full or should I do?" Because once I'm gonna be having that conversation with myself, I already know I'm going for the full. So just put the half, and then you can always take another half with you. And if you feel like you want it in 2 hours, then take another half.
And then there's those of us that are incredibly experienced, and I think you guys can see me. This. if
No,
it'll
we
focus in-
cannot see you right now.
Oh. Can
But
you
it's
hear
okay
it?
though. I can hear it. I hear
Yeah.
something.
These are 50 milligram rosin capsules
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Okay.
that I got
Dom,
from
do
the
you see the
legacy
50
market.
milligram capsules?
50 milligrams. So like that would be half of what is legally allowed in a
Oh,
package
my
in New York
God.
State.
I want one of those. I would like
I
to ride
use
lightning.
these. I take one in the morning and I take one at night.
1 in the morning, 1 at the night. You will feel so out of sight. It's
And like
rosin.
for me, because I'm so experienced, because my tolerance is so high, because I have a gut disorder, I don't process
Oh.
things the same. So like I can take a very high dose and just get the body melt, and it takes away like body pain. So like my sciatic nerve doesn't hurt because I'm an old lady.
Now let me ask
um,
you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
sorry to
no,
jump in.
go
Now,
ahead.
you just covered edibles. So now, what if someone is interested now? Because we had this conversation a couple weeks ago with Bo from Mighty Lucky, and he was like, you want your first experience to be with flower. What are you looking for? Like, what are your recommendations for someone that's looking to try flower? Because now that it's legal, they feel more comfortable partaking.
Low dose, high quality flour. And honestly, like there's a few different ways to go about it. Because in this industry right now, what people are looking for is the highest THC. If you go into a dispensary as someone who's never consumed and
Right.
you walk away with a 33%er, you're going to take one hit and you're going to set yourself sideways, and it might not be your favorite experience.
So
I
don't set yourself sideways.
Yeah, I want you to have a beautiful experience. So like there's a couple of brands that do some low dose stuff. So like in New York, Supernaturals is a wonderful, wonderful brand that I adore. And they have some really low dose stuff. Like I call myself an old head. I'm someone who's been consuming for so long. I'm looking for really resinous, terpy profiles that are well rounded. I don't need or look for a high THC percentage because I don't care. Like it's everything else that's going to give me the high that I'm looking for. And I'm looking for a directional high given what the context of my day is. If I'm working, I don't want to be like super giggly and trying to just take a nap. That's not going to help me. I'm looking for something that's maybe higher in CBG, cannabigerol, that's going to focus my attention and allow me to be a little bit more stimulated, a little bit more awake so I can engage with my consumers better.
Oh, very nice. I like that.
I think we just went to the next level.
Oh, we went to a next level. Achievement has been unlocked. And you know what? Since we just unlocked this achievement, Rihanna, we need to take a quick smoke break. And we will be right back with more of the Bake Sale Session podcast. We'll be back.
All right.
How do you feel so far, dude?
Oh, I feel good. And I have been smoking the whole time.
Oh, lucky you.
God bless.
God bless you. I've been rocking my Fernway, my stone fruit, and you have Durban Poison from Toast. You've been working on that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Very
what I'm working
nice.
on.
That's right.
I'm gonna go right to
I
the movies
have-
after this.
Again?
Yeah, that's how I roll. I do a podcast.
I-
I go to the movies. I'm too stoned.
That's a good way to do it though.
Yeah.
What are you going to go see?
Love hurts.
Yes, I want to see that.
Alright.
Yeah. I love a good like martial arts, but it's a love story.
Exactly.
Okay,
I mean, that's a vibe. That is a vibe.
sounds fun.
That is a vibe. And you know what else, Rihanna? We are back. We are back with the Bake Sale Session podcast. Megan,
Yes.
what is going on with you? I got a question for you, Megan.
Great.
What is it like for you going into a dispensary? What do you like about it?
I just like that it's there. I like that it's there. When I'm in a store in general, I do like to just kind of be left alone for the most part. But I've had to open up in the weed shops
Right.
because people are like, "Hey, how are you?" And then you just have to. Then I have to be like, "Okay, you're social now," and then it's real nice. But it's
But you do get what you want. You
Yeah.
usually do have a question.
yeah,
All right. But,
yeah.
Or do you walk in confidently now?
No, well, I mean, I'd like them to direct me towards the hybrid
Okay.
sativas.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I'm housework team sativa all the way.
Yes.
I want to ride the lightning and like full laundry and all kinds of stuff. New Year's Eve.
Super lemon haze.
Yes.
Find super lemon haze.
That was the inspiration for the title of this episode. That's why I named it Cream Puff Haze.
So
I love that.
I'm starting to think that a cream puff is like it's a simple pastry to make,
It
so that's
is.
why they're making it, and
It's the
so
most.
so I can go home and probably make cream puffs.
You definitely can. It is the
God, I
most.
love finding out that I can do things. I love saving money by
Dude.
doing things on my own. I'm gonna be fine in this life.
Dude.
It's like I'm a retired old man. Then I'm just like, did you see that sale? Oh no, I'm gonna go back to the supermarket. I'll go to the supermarket 3 times in 1 week if they're having good sales that I know it's stuff I'm gonna use later, and
Right.
it makes me feel like definitely I'm a 78-year-old man.
Well, I mean, it is an
Um,
accomplishment.
Yeah.
I think you're an adultier adult than I am.
Adultier? That is amazing. Now,
Adultier adult, yeah.
I
they
love
happen.
that. I love that. Now, what
I'm always looking for one too because I need advice.
dude,
Like, there's got to be someone around that's smarter than me, has more experience that I can ask the real shit of.
and that's why we have you here, dude, because
God
we are
damn it.
asking you the real shit, dude. You're the one for us. And do you even know, thanks to you, how many folks now follow me on the IG? Off the strength of you now, I have brands liking stories and posts and interacting with me now. Instagram is
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, now you just got to start like doing those videos that I send you, but it's got to be like you and your wife singing each other love songs while cooking and smoking weed.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
then you'll have everyone.
Oh my God. Now, you know what's funny? I have this advice for all the people out there, all the listeners. A dispensary turns you into a top tier gift giver. I am
Yes.
telling you, it is one of the easiest gifts to give because one, it makes you look like a rebel. Two, it is an instant conversation starter because you're talking about the product, where you got it, how you got it, what the experience was like, and this, that, and the other, and then the cost. It makes people appreciate it that much more because it ain't cheap.
No.
No,
It
it's
ain't
not.
cheap. And I feel it brings people closer together, like me and my mom. This is our little thing now. Her
Oh,
favorite brand is Camino. She's like, "Oh, Adrian,
Oh.
make sure next time you bring me something, bring back that Camino." I was like, "Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, lady. You know,
I love that.
you are
Camino's
gonna
a good
like
brand.
you're gonna like these Ravensview genetics that I already bought, and you're gonna like them." And
Yeah,
she's like,
because they're good.
and then she's like, where it's a thing. I bring it to her. She talks about it. She's like, "Oh, my son brought me this, blah 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 blah," and now I'm sleeping like a rock. And I really do like that, and
I love that.
I enjoy seeing that. And I think
So, like,
you
go ahead.
you go.
Have you ever brought your mom into a dispensary?
No. Now see, that's the thing. That's the
All of
thing.
a sudden, it became a sitcom.
Yeah. It's like, burr, burr, burr. That's the thing. It's like, you go.
Yeah.
You go do this thing for me. Now, I understand it because it's my mom. She's older, this and that. And it's a thing to bring me to her. And I'm all for it. But I do enjoy seeing the baby boomers and older folks going into these places. And they're having a good old time, too.
They sure are. I do love seeing a stoned older person in public, just kind of like with a stupid grin on their face, and you're just like, you just got back into smoking weed, didn't you?
Yep.
Like you just tell, and you're like, this is nice.
But
Good
they're
for
not
you.
ready, though, because this stuff is not with the sticks and the seeds that they had back in the
It's
day.
not your weed from the 70s.
No.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
not.
It's
And
not
that's-
your granddad's weed. So,
Yeah.
like, they have to be able to be equipped to ask good questions. Like, I would love to guide your mom through her first dispensary visit to show her what it should be like and help her figure out what those important questions are for her. Because it is like our bud tenders are like, God, I shouldn't refer to them as medical professionals because legally they are not.
It's all,
But
as our friend Bo Aluli pointed out, all the advice is anecdotal.
yes, everything is quote unquote anecdotal. There is a ton of research out there, but legally being what I'm going to emphasize, we're not allowed to give certain information or speak in certain ways. So I've been training the bud tenders across New York State on how to have an effective conversation, still get down to brass tacks while also not putting yourself in legal jeopardy. Um, because it's incredibly important that these people be able to speak freely and ask real questions. Our responses are what matter. So, like, when you're first walking into a dispensary, it's such a vibe. It can be so overwhelming because a lot of them, there's music that's playing. It can be loud, depending on where you are. Like, did you just walk into an urban dispensary that's just got that oomcha, 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 oomcha vibe? And like,
Straight up, oons, oons, oons.
Yeah, some of the music is very intense. I usually turn around. I need it to be a little chiller.
But sometimes,
Like Mighty Lucky.
yes, Mighty
Very
Lucky,
chill.
very chill.
Yeah.
Verdi, very
So-
chill.
So many plants.
I always say get online and like look at websites because their website is going to be a first signal that that particular person's going to be comfortable. And once you're comfortable with a website, place an order potentially if you're comfortable, but if not, go in and then place your order. But like, if you want to just have a dip your toe in vibe and you have enough, like you've been buying on the street for a minute and you're fine, like I know what these words mean, place your order online and dip your toe in just by going for a pickup order. That way it's not super overwhelming. It's just you know you're getting in, you're getting out, and you don't have to panic. But if you have no can of knowledge,
Right?
you're gonna have to like nut up and walk in and just know that every single person
up.
there is
Nut
so
up.
excited to see you. Yeah, they gotta nut up. You gotta do it because it's scary. It's scary to a lot of these people. Like, I'll tell you straight up, my dad's been to one dispensary. He buys his weed from me.
Aww.
Like, and it's never gonna change. He has told me that. He's like, I'm coming to you for the home grow. It is what it is. He's like, it's just not my thing. I'm just not comfortable. My dad
Aw.
also has severe social anxiety.
Aww.
So like I grow things particularly in a way to keep that old man calm.
I love
I
that.
love
That's
him.
really sweet.
Yes, it is. See, do you feel all the love, Megan?
I wish I could get my mom stoned.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I would also love it, but you know what? She's so old school that she would definitely not order anything online because it would go under her credit card, and then she would be convinced that somehow the government was going to find out, and that's how they would lose the house. That's how they would be losing the house. It's because she used her credit card to buy weed.
Not just her driver's license.
That's so amazing.
That would probably be why she wouldn't go into the store, because she would have to
Fun
show
fact.
her ID.
Fun fact, when you walk into a dispensary and the security guard is IDing you, there's a question you should ask. Are you storing my data?
Oh.
Because every single
We really just sounded
dispensary-
like two dummies right now.
Yeah. We are
Every
two dummies
single
on a couch.
dispensary is willing to ID you and not scan you into their system or scan you in as anonymous so your data isn't stored. Because there's a lot of us that are uncomfortable with that. Like up and
Wow.
until a few weeks ago, you couldn't have a pistol permit if you had a medical card.
What?
So like, yeah.
Okay.
That has been deemed federally like not cool. So, or like I think at least
I think a
something in
lot
New
of things are
York.
federally not cool right now.
Yeah, but you know what? Wait a minute.
I
Yeah,
want
but
a hat that says federally not cool.
Can
there's
I cue up this song? Is that a thing?
sure, do it. But you know what? We got a lot of merch to make now.
Oh, so much
Federally not
merch.
cool. Low and slow.
Stay low.
Stay low, go slow. Two dummies on a couch. We got a lot of merch.
It's great.
We got a lot of
Yeah.
merch.
I love a good
Megs.
merch
Yay.
shop. I always go to if I go to a concert, I love going to look at all the merch. I don't buy it. Like maybe I'll buy a
What?
shirt every so often. I mean, they're expensive. And
They
then-
are.
Yeah, you can't buy a shirt at everything. Like maybe like once every so often. But I do love looking at all the shirts.
It is fun.
Yeah,
You're like, wow, when am I going to wear this? But you get caught
Um,
up.
yeah.
I buy shirts and hoodies at every concert I go to. and then I wear them all the time until they're basically destroyed. And then I save them so I can turn them into a blanket one day, which will likely never happen.
No, you
but
got to
it's
do
still
it.
intentions.
I mean, it's that's always in my Instagram. They're trying to get me to do that for some reason, and I'm like,
Wait, they're trying to do that?
No, that I keep getting the ads for like take your shirts and send them to like this place, and then they make it into a blanket.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So like,
Aw.
Yeah.
don't do that. I have a friend that will do it for you, and you'd be supporting someone in New York State.
That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
that's good. That's good. We got a connection here for the
Yes.
show. So any listeners want to help local small business?
Turn your T-shirts into a quilt.
You can send us an email. Maybe can they send us emails?
Yes, they can send us emails.
Where can they send us emails?
I gotta look it up again. Oh my god, I think it's bakesalessesh@gmail.com.
Okay.
I think
also,
that's
if
it.
you want to
We'll follow
just
up
hit
with
me
that.
up for
We
a
will
blanket,
follow up with
let
that.
me know at @RetoxonNY.
Wait, you say that again. Say that again. Listeners, listen up.
Listen up.
On Instagram, it's at RITOKESONNY. Retoxon New York.
Do you know something right now? I was practicing saying that in the mirror this morning,
Oh
and
my
I
God.
kept screwing it up. I was like, "Oh God, what is wrong with me?"
Look at that.
I was like, "Listeners, this is,"
Well-
and I kept messing it up.
Now you don't have to even do it.
Yes.
Look at that.
I have like,
Weight
it's
off your
because I have like
shoulder.
5 Instagrams.
Oh, I know. I've seen the plight of all the Canna folks with their 2.0s, 9.0s. You know, I'm like, what I love about social media, and this is not to knock women that do things that are
I love that to be the opening statement. I love not to
Yes,
knock women
yes.
that do.
This is good.
Love
Here we go.
choosing our words.
Here we go.
This
Here we
is
go.
gonna
She
be
wait.
great.
If you could see Meg right now,
so
the
excited.
heat is like rising.
No, it's
Oh
not.
no, I know. Your hands are getting red. Your hands are getting red. Your
No,
cheeks are
I
getting
have-
red.
it's my
It's from
circulation.
it's from the Uggs.
No,
Watch
I have
this.
To, if I hold my
Wait, watch this, Rihanna. And all, not to knock women, but on the internet, there's content that is explicit that somehow is able to get by the gates of of decency or whatever, and it's fine. I don't knock it. You do what you want to do. But then when there's another woman or individual with a plant showcasing the plant, they get smacked down. And then their accounts get taken away. Their abilities to follow people are taken away. Meanwhile, there's some woman out there, not to knock women, but they are showing it all. Somehow on Instagram. I preface this. I just always
And they're
I do
making way more money than me, man.
well, there's always that meme where you're a clown and somebody's making $50,000 selling feet pictures while you have to go to work.
Yeah.
It's not a knock. It's
No,
just
I mean, didn't you
it's a
send
different
me a
hustle.
video about
There it
writing
is.
love notes on potatoes or something?
Meg,
And like,
Meg, just to let you know, Meg has calmed down. She has
No, I put my hands up in the air like
you
I'm,
didn't care.
like I'm being held up, but I'm doing it because he said my hands are red, and I have to show that they're not red anymore because I put them up, and so I get circulation. This is a thing that's been since I was a kid. I'd always have teachers stop class and be like, "What's up with your hands?" And I was like, "Ugh, give it a moment." So I'm like 6 with my hands up, and they're like, "What?" Nobody ever told me to do that. I just started doing it, and I was like, "Look, they're back to normal color. What is that?"
Yeah.
oh my God.
But it's
People should have been watching me, maybe a little bit more. I'm just
Well-
saying.
you're millennial, right?
I am a geriatric millennial.
Oh yeah, so you're feral.
Elder millennial,
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
Elder millennial.
Yeah, either one.
You're feral.
Interchangeable.
You're feral just like me.
Oh yeah, I'm the crossroads
Yeah.
of that information to the millennials from the Gen X.
Yeah, you're feral.
I have to explain a lot.
Oh, we all have to explain a lot. It's like, but I always try to be really like mindful of that in my words because I saw it was coming, and I know, like, it just really bothers me that that's able to happen because it's how is this one thing okay, and it really.
Well,
Oh, that
We-
people can be
It's like
exposing
the-
themselves, but then the other ones are getting
Yeah.
shut down.
It's like the zone is just flooded with all that content.
Yeah.
But yet
Yeah.
this individual is just with a plant, enjoying themselves, relaxing or whatever, and you've got people that are following you because your page is public, and they report you because they don't like you or something that they, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we're gonna save that for another discussion because I feel that there's gonna be a part 2, 3, 4. What I want to do is this, like Megan was saying, there's a lot of places, dispensaries that you go to, the environments are very it's very heavy.
Yeah.
It's sensory overload. Or there's some
Yep.
where it's like you go in and it's like, what do you want? Go use the kiosk.
Yeah.
Use the kiosk. Okay, here it is. Great. Bye. Here's your change. See you later.
I can't wait for cafes.
Oh, I can't wait either.
I would love to get a cup
Oh,
of coffee,
yes.
have a joint, and sit in a hammock.
Let me tell
Yo,
you.
what about like having those food trucks that just hang out in certain areas that you can go
Yes.
up to and get an infused coffee or
Yes.
like an infused treat?
Yes.
That sounds so amazing. I would run the shit out of one of those.
Dude.
Drive everywhere.
You know what? We got plans because you also represent your own brand as well. You're a part of the New York Canna Cult.
I am.
And we have to shout that out too on the Bake Sale Session podcast. We got to let the people know about that too.
Sure do.
And
So-
where do we find that?
So at NY Canna Cult is on Instagram. It's going to become a podcast. I've been waiting for my time to free up a little bit, which is actually starting to happen. So that's a beautiful thing. But I noticed that like within the industry at the jump, we were already starting to lose that focus on the culture and the community. So like NY Canna Cult was it's not much of anything right now, but it's an idea and it's people that truly want to continue to have the culture behind the plant and not just let it be corporatized, because this has always been about relationships and the plant. Like they made it illegal because it was so community driven. It like brings people together. I was at a New York Cannabis Retail Association event last night. And
Oh, I
it's the
saw
second-
you. I saw your stories on the gram. I was
Yeah.
watching. Not stalking, but I
don't-
was watching.
Did
Hey.
you look at the blend of people that were in those videos?
I did. It was a wild scene. There were a lot of brands, a lot of people there. And then,
Yeah.
you know what I thought of? I was like, oh no, I can't be around all these people in this weather. That was the first thing I thought of. But then I was like, yo, the plant brings all these people together,
It does.
and it's a beautiful thing. Seeing everyone from all walks of life just cohabitate in the same space. And that's what we're looking to do with this podcast in conjunction with yours.
Yeah.
Because the Canna Cult and the Bake Sale Session podcast, we are going to be together in holy matrimony.
Yeah, we'd be friends.
We be friends.
We'd
We
be
be friends. And that's what we want to do. We want to make people comfortable. And I want to take these last few moments because you and Megan had something really a good vibe going just now, where it was like, what would be the questions that are the best for a first timer to ask when they walk into a dispensary? You already talked about getting to the security portion and asking if your information is going to be recorded. What else is there that a first timer or a newbie would have to ask?
So I would honestly tell you to walk in and ask for the bud tender that is most experienced with someone who's new. Ask for that person who's going to be most open-minded. Like no one's ever going to be offended that you're asking to have your needs met. We've forgotten that as a society, but
Mhm.
ask for the person that's going to be gentle with you. And once you're with that person, like explain a bit of your context, like what the hell brought you into the store if you've never consumed before. And if it's just curiosity, that's okay too. They're willing to have a conversation about what you're curious about. So like ask that first and foremost. Like, why are you there? What's brought you in? Are you experiencing pain? Because that's a whole subset of questions. And you're going to want to be able to ask, like, what dose should I start with? What's going to be the easiest edible for me to consume because of X, Y, or Z? Like if you have any type of nutritional issues. When you're talking about smoking cannabis, start from the bottom. Do you have devices for me to consume with? Will you show me how to consume? What flowers should I put in here? How do I get it from this to that? So, like, flower starts out as a whole nug. When it's in a bowl or in a joint or in a bong or a vape, it's not whole nug, it's been ground down. Some people won't know how to get it from A to B. So, like, that's a valid question. Um,
As soon as you started saying that, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I would never think to tell somebody that just because we know.
yeah, because we're experienced. We're
Yeah.
not thinking about our experience in this particular scenario. We have to step out of ourselves
Wow.
and think about, oh, fuck, what did I want to know when I first started?
You feel pretty smart now, don't you, Megan?
Yeah, I think with this
If
show really has gotten elevated.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Yo, if you could see the look right now, it's not smug. It's pride. It's a good pride.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know some shit.
I'm feeling good about guiding.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
is some swiveling and swaying in this chair right now.
It's new responsibility I'm willing to take on.
Yeah. Like, and wear that with pride, because Megan, you've been consuming for years. You have more experience than probably 50% of the people walking into a dispensary today.
Yeah.
Spirit
I
fingers.
do.
Yeah.
Spirit fingers. Spirit fingers.
But also, as someone who is more experienced, that also comes with the responsibility that everyone should hold to themselves. Do not answer questions you don't know. It is okay to say, I don't know. It is okay to say, you know what, why don't we Google that together and see if we can find an answer? It's also okay to say, hey, why don't we ask that guy over there? He's way more experienced, has a ton of knowledge, or that lady over there. There is nothing wrong with having questions. None of those questions are dumb, and every bud tender in New York State is ready to listen to them. And if they're not, they should be dismissed.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now I got one other question. So now, when everything is said and done, what is the process like usually when they make their selection, and then when they finally make their payment? What is that process like?
Yes. Okay, so most of these dispensaries are going to have a kiosk, whether they're operating it or you're operating it. They're going to guide you through their selection. They're going to narrow it down by what kind of an experience you're looking for. So, like, is it flower? Is it edibles? Are you looking for an uplift? Are you looking for an all-day driver? Are you looking to get relaxed, or are you looking to get knocked out? So, like, know those answers, because there's different experiences for each. There's different products for each. Something that I'm going to use in the morning, I'm not going to necessarily use at night. So you're going to be narrowed down on that menu by those questions, like, what experience are you truly looking for? And they're going to plug your order in. They're going to send that to the inventory room through, the digital web, the cloud, whatever. Someone in the back gets that. They look at it. They go, oh, this person's looking for that Hepworth terp poison flower. They're also looking for that matching Pura terp poison concentrate. Perfect. They're going to go over to those shelves. They're going to grab them off the shelf. They're going to log them in their system, put them in a bag, staple a friggin' receipt to it so it's closed, and they're going to hand that to the person at the counter. That person at the counter is going to ID you again. And then they're going to open that bag. They're going to look inside and go, these are the products you wanted. You're going to go, yeah, that's right. And they're going to go, all right. They're going to give you a total, and you can pay with cash or debit. There is no credit card access in this state as of yet, because of, laws and such and government. But you can use your debit card, you can use cash. So, like, there's definitely options. Some of these stores have, like, a program called Dutchie that allows you to, like, set it up so it's direct pulled from your bank account. Like, however you want to go about it, you can, except for credit cards. You are not getting frequent flyer miles for this.
So that is what a process is like from start to finish in a dispensary.
Yep.
I like that. Riana Lynn Picarillo, everyone. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. You are, tell me again, the company you work for and your position?
I am the Director of Sales for Highline Brands here in New Paltz, New York.
Oh, and Highline Brands represents what?
Ooh, Hepworth, Pura, Old Pal, Puff, Toast, Miss Grass. We got a few new ones coming. Soft Power Sweets is here, but we've got Stone Road coming out. We've got So Dope. We've got Stash Queens. Sundrift is coming. So, like, we've got a bunch of brands, and we're building something beautiful.
Awesome. This is amazing. I am feeling so good. Riana, I can't thank you enough for all the knowledge that you dropped on us. Megan, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good.
So-
I'm ready to get out in that world.
Are you ready to what? Not go sideways.
Go low and go slow.
That's right. And don't go
Yep.
sideways.
Yeah, don't go sideways.
Yes.
Unless you want to.
Unless that's how you want your day to
And-
be. Sometimes
I mean,
some days it's nice
that's
it's nice to have a snow day in the middle of summer.
Hey.
I mean, it's going to be my day.
I think that's going to be everybody's day today after this. Riana, you are a peach, and I cannot wait to talk to you again. Megan, you're awesome as always.
Oh my God, you
I'm
guys,
Adrian.
Everybody's so great. I'm Megan.
Hey, Dom, you're awesome
Yeah,
too.
Dom.
This is the Bake Sale Session Podcast, Episode 4, Cream Puff Haze. Look for us on Instagram at Bake Sale Session Podcast. You find us on Spotify, Apple, you name it, we are there. Trust me,
Yeah.
you're going to love it. We're out.